Hi, my name is Lizzy Darden, and this is my persuasive speech. It was my senior year in high school, the best year of high school, they say. You go to your senior prom, make lifelong friends, graduate, and begin a new chapter in your life. For me, that was all about to end when I was heading up to Wyoming for my college visit. I hadn't been on the road for more than 20 minutes, and I had just hopped on E-470, a major highway, where the speed limit is 75 miles per hour. I was in the fast lane, and I had just passed an ambulance, and then I decided to look down at my phone and send a short, quick message to a friend. Next thing I know, I go around a curve, flip my car 3 times, and slide up the embankment under the bridge. I consider myself lucky in many ways. There was an ambulance right behind me. I didn't hit anyone else, and I'm small enough that I was so snuggled in my car I didn't get thrown out since I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I got out of the car by myself and managed to walk away with only a severe concussion, a couple staples in my head, a few stitches in my elbow, and a hole in my shoulder that only took a few stitches to sew up. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures of my accident and my injuries. You might be thinking that I was stupid to be texting someone while driving, but it was only a short 2-word message. What I have to say to you is that looking at your cell phone to make a call would take just a few seconds as well, and in those few seconds your life could change. The point is that it doesn't matter that I was lucky, but things could have been much worse, and that everything could have been preventable. We all have this thing known as a personal fable, which is a term that means we believe nothing bad can happen to us. For example, if you were to chew tobacco, you might say that you will never get mouth cancer, but who's to say that's a for sure thing? Anything is possible. Distracted driving, specifically cell phone-enabled distractions, has risen to become today's #1 public health hazard in the recent decade. That statement makes it obvious that something needs to be done about cell phone use while driving. So today I am going to discuss why you should not use your cell phone while driving and why it should be illegal. I am going to discuss the 3 different types of distractions and what's classified under those distractions. I'm going to discuss what has been done about cell phone use and driving and why what's been done is not enough. First, let's look at the 3 different types of distractions and how even using a hands-free cell phone is considered a distraction. The first type of distraction is a visual distraction, which involves taking your eyes off the road. The second type of distraction is a manual distraction, which involves taking your hands off the wheel. Eating would be an example of a manual distraction. And last is a cognitive distraction, which involves taking your mind off the road. Talking on a hands-free cell phone is considered a cognitive distraction because you are concentrating on the conversation you're holding as well as concentrating on the road. While texting in particular is a dangerous distraction because it involves all 3 different types of distractions. In fact, when texting while driving, you are 23 times more likely to get in an accident than an undistracted driver, according to a study done out of Virginia Tech. Distractions while driving are a huge concern and are very dangerous, considering that distracted driving kills 9 people a day in the United States and injures over 1,150 people, according to the CDC. So now I would like to discuss what our society and government has done with regards to distracted driving. In only 14 states, handheld devices have been banned from use while driving. There are no current state bans on all cell phone use while driving for all drivers, only specific drivers such as novice drivers and bus drivers. Surprisingly, not even all states ban text messaging while driving for all drivers. There's still 6 states that have not banned text messaging while driving for all drivers. So not only do we need more laws and bans in place on cell phone use while driving, but we also need the laws and bans that do exist to be less vague. We all question whether it's acceptable to text at a stoplight or text at a stop sign, or if reading a text message is any different than sending one. The laws need to clarify the questions that we as a society have on this issue. We have discussed what has been done about distracted driving, but it is clear that that's not enough. Most of what has been done is related to texting and driving, but hands-free cell phone use is still a distraction. We need to make all cell phone use while driving illegal, and here's why. Like I stated earlier, hands-free cell phone use is classified as a cognitive distraction, and any type of distracted driving carries a risk. According to researcher David Strayer of the University of Utah, just talking on the cell phone quadruples your risk of getting into an accident. And this isn't surprising when knowing that brain power used while driving decreases by 40% when a driver listens to a conversation. It is clear that hands-free cell phone use is a distraction, and a study done by the American Automobile Association found that dangerous mental distractions even exist when drivers keep their eyes on the road and their hands on the wheel. Being in a car with someone is actually more dangerous than being in a car with someone who is impaired by alcohol. According to a University of Utah study, a driver using a cell phone is more impaired than a driver who has a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08. And most of us would never climb in a car with a drunk driver, yet 44% of adults say that they have been passengers of drivers who use the cell phone in a way that put themselves or others in danger. And it doesn't take long to cause danger to others when using your cell phone while driving. Texting, dialing a number, looking up a contact, or even looking for your cell phone only takes a few seconds, and it requires you to take your eyes off the road. When texting, 5 seconds is the average amount of time your eyes are off the road, and it only takes that small amount of time for something to happen. Because if you were to take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds when you were traveling 55 miles per hour, you would have your eyes off the road for a length of a football field, and that's a lot of room for error. So I hope this speech puts into perspective the dangers that are associated with using your cell phone while driving. And I would like to end this speech by asking you to look back on your past cell phone use while driving, or your past experience with drivers who have been distracted by their cell phones. Have you ever used your cell phone before, or are you concerned about all the cell phone use on the road? Well, a recent survey done by the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety found that 2/3 of the respondents admitted to talking on a cell phone, while yet 88% of those found it a threat to safety. Using a cell phone, no matter what for, is a great distraction for drivers and should be a huge concern for everyone on the road. Distracted drivers not only put himself or herself at danger, but those that they are sharing the road with at danger, and nobody should be making a choice for someone else. It is time to put a ban on all cell phone use due to the distractions it causes and the potential risks it holds for all drivers on the road. Don't be another statistic. Put the phone out of reach or pull off on the side of the road. A few seconds isn't worth a lifetime. Thanks for listening.